Hello and welcome to the Martha's Vineyard Museum's very first, and hopefully not only, virtual Pechakucha night. Hopefully you are all sitting on your comfiest couch with a bowl of popcorn in your lap, a glass of wine in your hand, maybe your beloved dog or cat snuggled up next to you. You are all in for a real treat this evening. For those of you who perhaps have never encountered a Pechakucha night before, let me tell you a little bit about it. It was started in the early 2000s by a couple of designers who were living in Tokyo, and they got rather tired of their colleagues going on and on and on and on with their presentations, so they decided to create a format that was quick and easy and dynamic. Every presenter gets 20 images. Each image is up on the screen for 20 seconds. So everyone gets just over 6 minutes to share their story. That's it. Since then, Pechakucha nights have taken off and they are now happening in cities all over the world. And it's a really, really fun way to share something that you're interested in, a project that you're working on, or just something that you think is worth sharing. We at the museum have been doing Pechakucha nights for years, probably almost 8 years now, and we're thrilled to keep it going, even though we've moved everything online. Hopefully we'll be able to come back together again in person and do these, but in the meantime, we want to extend our thanks to the wonderful presenters who decided to kind of go on this journey and experiment with us tonight by doing everything virtual. We think that you're going to love the stories that they're going to be sharing with you. If you want to learn more about what we're doing at the museum, please check our website, mvmuseum.org. If you're interested in Pechakucha, you can watch a bunch online on their website, Pechakucha, Pechakucha.com. Pechakucha, by the way, is the Japanese word for chit-chat. It's a really fun thing, and if you're interested in doing one with us, we'd love to hear from you. So give us a ring, give us an email, and maybe we can do another one with you guys. So thank you so much. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation, and have a great night.
One picture is worth 1,000 words, or at least that's what artists tell us. Here at Great Rock Bight, we found water and light and trees all around like a trellis. We know this site is familiar to one and to all up North Road just beyond Tea Lane. And the price of a gallon of gas, if you really must know, was 49 cents back then. How insane. Okay, this is Cedar Tree Neck, and it's a wondrous explore with trees and the ocean and beach. This hobnobbed scrub oak with burls galore seemed just beyond our reach. Now we're off at Gay Head Moraine. Now in Gay Head Moraine, off Lobsterville Road, we meandered past many a tree, found a perfect frame for my bearded face, for which I posed so merrily. Wapataqua Woods in Oak Bluffs has nearly 200 acres of trees, and who should we meet but daughter-in-law Annie, horsing around quite merrily. That was a surprise, not planned. It was great. Daffodils are everywhere this spring, yellow and bright. Alongside Polly Hill, they make us feel that we will be all right. Walking through Polly Hill is a delight any time. Skunk cabbage is prolific along streams such as this, the meandering Teasquam. Twixt Tea Lane and Middle Line, cabbage smells bad, but seriously causes no harm. How lucky are we to reside as we do on an island with beauty and all about. This East Chop sunset typifies our tranquility, of which we are liable to shout. A rest on a bench atop Ocean View Farm, perusing the barren ground. 'Twas a beautiful hike to a beautiful place, with nary a person around. And you could see the ocean from there. It's beautiful. On Saturday morn, we walked Middle Line Woods along this impressive stone wall. Like felt or velvet, this charming green moss protects the rocks for one and for all. And also along that wall was this statue that was standing on the side of the road, and I didn't know it was a statue, and I waved at it, and then I told Joyce, he's not waving back at me. And she had to tell me it was a statue. Over 2 months, we've made it a habit to go on a new vineyard walk almost daily. Setting out on a new hike is a daily delight and a decision we make oh so gaily. Doug's Cove, near our abode, runs into the lagoon, not far from the well-known drawbridge. Abundance of seashells with beach access too. It's a short, scenic walk with nary a ridge. Three cheers for Joyce as she raises her arms on a loop on Wampesket Preserve. We walked John Presley Norton that day, a delightful hike on land well conserved. A meandering path from Middle Road Sanctuary through wood and field, and a wondrous trek up hill and down dale with the sight of the sea is revealed. In Wapataqua, much to our surprise, we encountered a farm full of goats. They ignored our intrusion, preferring to graze, perhaps waiting for a dinner of oats. Joyce was styling her way along Middle Ridge Preserve on a random cloudy Tuesday. We followed the walk down to Middle Road to complete a delightfully enjoyable day. Along a stone wall at Fulling Mill Brook, the first purchase of land bank lands, Joyce savored the landscape, the walkway, the woods, far from the ocean sands. Meandering through our East Chop hood, along a street called Atlantic Way, we encountered this bush, azalea we assume, on another most glorious day. On Aquina Headlands Preserve, waves break on the shore, spewing foam up so very high. 'Twas a sparkling clear day, and the walk by the shore brought tranquility from sea to sky.
I read an article about the 10 worst decorating mistakes. In the top 5 was a wall of framed photographs. I don't care. I love my pictures. They are my history. Today I'm making pizzelles and my family is looking on from the hallway. Just like those photos, cooking and baking link me to my Italian heritage. Meet the Siriani Cacciambone, my maternal side of the family. My mother was one of 14 children. This is my grandmother, Annunziata Bonacci. She was born in Santo Tommaso, Italy in 1885. I was 12 years old when she died. I only remember her in the kitchen. When you're cooking for 16 people, you spend a lot of time in the kitchen. This is my mother, Camille Cacciambone Diodari, born in Chestnut Hill, Philadelphia in 1916. She was an expert seamstress. My three sisters and I often appeared in beautiful handmade outfits. She taught me the value of craftsmanship and a love of good food. My mother made the most delicious pizzelles you ever tasted. Coveted by family and friends, they were so light you could see through them. They had a delicate anise flavor that was never overpowering. Just how she achieved this miracle was a closely guarded secret. I remember one time I convinced her to show me how to make the pizzelles. When I arrived at her house, the dough was already done. I said, "I thought you were going to teach me today." And she just shrugged and said, "Well, maybe next time." I was well into my 30s before she took me into her confidence and taught me her pizzelle secrets. I took detailed notes. I was determined that if I made only one cookie, it was going to be my mother's pizzelles. How did she do it? Well, it's simple. You need the right equipment, the best ingredients, the perfect apron, and a prayer. The Hail Mary, to be exact. Lots and lots and lots of Hail Marys. I needed an apron for my high school home ec class, and my mother made this for me. The tiny hearts in the fabric reflected her design in the heart-shaped top and the pocket. I'm sure I didn't appreciate it at the time, but I treasure it now and wear it every time I make pizzelles. Hey, it still fits. Secret number 1, the night before pizzelle making, you melt the butter and you take the eggs out of the fridge. I'm using 3 sticks of butter and 6 eggs because I've cut the recipe in half. You let the melted butter and eggs sit out so they're absolutely room temperature the next day. 3 cups of flour or 260 grams, 1.5 cups of sugar or 297 grams. Every modern baker knows it's best to weigh out the ingredients. My mother never did this. In fact, she's probably laughing at me right now. She didn't need a scale. There's much debate about anise. Do you use the oil, the extract, the flavoring, anise seeds, ground anise? My mother used ground anise and anise extract. I prefer anise oil, and to make the pizzelles my own, I add a flavoring called the flower of Sicily. Secret number 2, mixing the ingredients. Beat the eggs and the sugar and the flavoring until they're a beautiful lemon color, but not frothy. Then turn the mixer to low and add the melted butter 1 tablespoon at a time. When you're done, you add the flour the same way. Do not rush. Take your time. When the dough is resting, set up your pizzelle area. You will need a pizzelle iron, some newspaper underneath it, a cooling rack, a fork, a spoon or a scoop, a very comfortable chair, and some Frank Sinatra music. My mother originally used a handheld pizzelle iron like the one shown here. She held it over the open flame of the gas range, making 1 cookie at a time. Sometime in the 60s, she converted to an electric pizzelle maker. It's just like the one I use today. Now it's time to pray. After you scoop the dough onto the hot iron, you close the lid and begin praying. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. When my mother used a handheld iron, she stopped when she got to the name of Jesus and flipped it over and finished the prayer. With the electric Pizzelle iron, you say the entire prayer without pause, and that's how you know the cookie is done. After you say amen, open the iron and remove the cookie to the cooling rack. When they are completely cooled, stack them carefully. And if you're lucky, you'll break one or two. The rule is you can only eat the broken cookies. All other cookies are saved for company. I've never eaten an unbroken Pizzelle in my life. Now, I'm not saying that all breakage was accidental, but my mother did keep a careful watch on anyone offering to help her on Pizzelle Day. Here they are, my mother's Pizzelles. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. My wish for you is happy baking and delicious memories. Ciao, Lee and Michael a San Francisco. Baci e abbracci della mamma. Ciao.
So it was 2018 and my basement Bitcoin mine was crashing for the second time. And I decided to get into a new hobby and I started making boats in my basement. These are the boats. This is a Banshee. It's a model 3D printers use to calibrate their machines. It's a difficult print, lots of eaves, overhangs, empty spaces, voids, round corners. If you've never seen a 3D printer or understand how it works, this is one in action. This is a Creality Ender 3. This is like a Chinese hot rod hobbyist kit I brought in and built. And basically what's happening here is there's a hot nozzle. It is being fed plastic via that blue tube at the top, and it is melting the plastic and tracing the outline of shapes one layer at a time. This is the computer slicing software we use, and this is basically what goes on. It takes an object and cuts it into hundreds, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of layers, and gives this information to the printer as a series of XY coordinates that can recreate 3D models. And to dial in your printer, you got to make benchies. You got to make a lot of benchies. This tests a number of features, and we are laying down plastic in heights of 0.2 to 0.3 millimeters. Some of the models you see here were printed at a 0.1 millimeter layer height. So it can take hours to print these things as you lay down tiny layers of these objects and slowly build them up vertically. 3D printing, actually a lot of it's used for like toys, miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons and other adventure gaming systems, or a 1/64th scale model of the Statue of Liberty. One of the interesting things you can do with 3D printing is use a variety of colors, different styles of material, and 3D printing as a manufacturing process allows for some pretty unique designs. This little truck you can see was printed with movable wheels in place, so as soon as it came off the bed it could move. This is a unique rotary bearing design. You can't manufacture this device other than using the additive manufacturing methodology that 3D printing uses. This iris container was printed and ready to go. This crescent wrench was printed intact. This is a 3D marble run, and this is halfway through the print. You can see where a certain number of layers through, and the device is just tracing the outline of each layer and putting down a tiny bit of plastic. Around January, these internet forums and groups where we'd get designs like that marble tower to print started turning into nothing but feeds of face mask, face shields, ventilator, valve splitters, respirator designs. And the impending crisis was kind of clear to me early, so I started printing face shields just to see what we could do. This is one of the earliest designs. You print the plastic shield on your printer, and then the face shield item itself is actually a sheet of PVC report cover from like a budget report or something. This is one of the actual face shields printing. Each one takes, depending on each individual printer's rig and setup, between an hour and 3 hours. This is a time lapse of one printing in my house. So a group of islanders who own or have access to printing equipment came together and formed a printing guild. We created the guild to provide everyone with one design to print so that we could all get printing. We could collect, assemble, and sanitize the shields so that we could have them available for the hospital. And that's where our first collection went. After that, we made shields for the police departments, EMS workers, post office, markets, convenience stores. And today we are approaching the benchmark of printing and donating 1,000 face shields to the front lines in the community. Here's a sleeve of 25 shields. Headed out somewhere, and our partnership with Corona Stompers has allowed us to outfit any island organization that needs a shield and a face mask. It's really been an honor to serve the healthcare providers and frontline workers and island community during this health crisis, and in a sense, be their shield as they go into battle for us. So it was great to turn a hobby into a service project, and we hope to continue this project as long as needed, but hopefully that isn't a long time.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Samways. I play in a group called Featherstrum. We're located at Featherstrum Center for the Arts. We're an ensemble group. We got together to play on technique, which we do, but we also have a lot of fun. So I hope you'll enjoy my question to you tonight, which is there a ukulele in your future? I'd like to talk about what fun you can have with the ukulele and how easy it is to fall in love with an instrument you can't play without a smile breaking out on your face. A ukulele is a serious instrument only if you take it seriously. I'd like to tell you about the ukuleles that play in our group and some of the people who do so. This is Carol's collection of ukuleles. They are all originated from one that her sister sent her, a $60 concert uke from somewhere in Texas, telling Carol that she could no longer use her left-handedness as an excuse to not play. So now she has a whole chair full. This is a sweet little ukulele hanging on the wall of a therapist's office in Queenstown that says, feel free to have a strum while you wait. It's very therapeutic. Okay, here we go. This is Marilyn's lovely little tenor ukulele. She takes it everywhere when she travels. It has a beautiful mellow sound, comes with a high string and a low string, and Marilyn says it's all about the G strings. So she has a lot of fun with this. I wanted to share with you a close-up of Marilyn's ukulele because it's made of mahogany and it has all this beautiful inlay on the neck and head and body. It has some very special strings that make a real presence for it. She plays other stringed instruments, ukuleles, but this is her favorite. These are my three little bears. The Papa is a guitar I played in my high school talent show and didn't play again until 2015. I bought the tiny little inexpensive ukulele thinking I'd make the switch, but never did till the baritone came into my life, which is pretty and is tuned like a guitar, so it's easy to play once you know what to do with your extra fingers. This demonstrates how to tune the instrument. If you're not as good at tuning by ear as some of us might like to be, we can cheat with a snark. You can see on the left is a B flat, on the right is an E sharp. Helps you know where to tune your instrument. These are Ruth's. On the left is a banjo-lele, which is sized and tuned like a uke, but sounds like a regular banjo, and came out of the heyday of the 20s and 30s. And on the right is her pineapple ukulele, which is named for its distinctive shape. Here are some famous people who played the ukulele. Bruno Mars' song "You Can Count on Me" is one of our favorites, and who knew that Mona Lisa was a fan of the ukulele? So many famous people out there who get to the opportunity to play and take it up, like we hope you will. This is Shirley. She plays every song in every key, and she has a beautiful voice. She carries with her to every practice rain sticks and drums and all kinds of percussion. She even has a whistle to come right in at the end of the city of New Orleans. And her favorite song right now is one we're having fun with, which is The Lion Sleeps Tonight. And Shirley came to one of our practices not too long ago with this sweet little take on at any given time. The urge to sing "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" is just a whim away, a whim away, a whim away, a whim away. This is Patsy's concert ukulele. It's made of mahogany, has a nice tone, and keeps its tuning really well. She loves playing it because it makes her feel like a rock star. And it's just plain fun. So we all have fantasies of being rock starred, by the way. The sticker on the front says, "Uke people are my people." We all consider ourselves each other's people. So these are Catherine's soprano ukuleles. They're small, they're high and sweet with their sound. Her son gave her one for Christmas 13 years ago, and she learned to play it by meeting with a friend every Friday night during her lunch break. And the first song she learned was "Ain't She Sweet," which she played for her mom on her 80th birthday, and happened to have been written in the same year her mother was born. This is Catherine's banjo-lele, which was made by the Schoenhut Company, founded in 1872. They made wooden dolls, pianos, and other toys. And because they weren't musicians, they made the neck longer than other ukuleles, so it's unique in that this soprano instrument can play higher notes than other ukuleles. This represents just a little more whimsy and how ukuleles get into the rest of our lives as well. And Catherine made this lovely little collage that kind of says it all in terms of living and loving with ukuleles. This is Janet's concert ukulele, which is one size up from a soprano. It was a gift that she really was craving. It's beautiful. It has a rich sound. It has a high G and a low G again. Janet's really great at the tabbing on this. This is a terrific sidekick for her. And Janet says that even though she herself is not musical, she's surprised the ukulele is sticking around because sometimes they can make beautiful music together. Another little collage. Something that we say often, that whoever said diamonds are a girl's best friend never had a ukulele. This is Gail's pineapple ukulele, which is called "Spread the Joy." She tells us that she bought this uke as a loaner for a friend who was recovering from surgery, and then loaned it to another friend after that. And most recently it went to India for a trip this winter, and Gail's getting ready to get it a passport and a global entry pass. We want to make sure we thank our friends at Featherstrum who house us and host us all year round to be able to play and learn and be with each other. So if you think a ukulele is in your future, please be in touch with us and reach out. The jam is open to people of all levels. This is our ensemble group. We're playing at the Featherstone gift show with our friend and mentor Marilee Fenner, and can't wait to have you all connect to the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain singing "Your Love Has Lifted Me Higher and Higher." Thanks for this chance to share our fun with you.